Assalamualaikum, and greetings to all of you. This is the last last subchapter for chapter 4, which is the cross-site scripting. Okay, as you know, cross-site scripting is something that we want to try to inject a code into a web application. Okay, this is not attention to attack the web application itself, but it is used to somehow gain information or attacking the user. It's a dangerous common code injection attack that allows attackers to execute a malicious JavaScript into a victim's browser. Attacker does not need to target a user individually, but instead targets a vulnerability in the website that victim visit. So the attack result in the legitimate website delivering the malicious JavaScript to victim browser that appearing as a legitimate website. So that means a victim often see this as a legitimate website, but they're actually sending information to the hacker. Okay, as you know, XSS vulnerabilities are one of the OWASP's top 10 security concern. Even though this is starting back a few decades ago, I believe in 90s or something like that, but it's still used by hackers to gain information of the user. Okay, let's discuss how this actually works in general. Okay, you may read this, so the graphical information might be useful if you want to know how it works. Okay, you see there is like 5 steps before the information is being disseminated to attackers. Okay, number 1, the attacker is able to get the secure server to add their malicious JavaScript code in the web server database, commonly through a command or post. Okay, they send script, right? JavaScript with the tag of script and /script. Okay, in between them, they put this malicious code, whatever it is, or document, to gain the information. Okay, once the code is injected to the website, okay, normally user thinks that user connect to secure website and request to view the database where the JavaScript resides. For example, they want to view a comment or post, and then the website sends the user back the database entries, including the malicious JavaScript. So this is where the JavaScript, the malicious JavaScript, take roles to send to the user. Okay, let's take a look at number 4. Okay, where the user think this is the normal way, or this is the legal or legitimate process of accessing data to the web server, and then they respond. Okay, the user's browser interprets the malicious JavaScript, the server responds as part of the legitimate web page and execute the code. So once the user execute the code, they actually either send to the server itself or they send directly to the attacker. So the sensitive information is being sent through 2 ways, and then this information is gained by the attackers or the hackers. So even though this is not run manually, they sometimes have a script running so that all of the information being uploaded to the anonymous server. So all of the information It's actually being held by the attackers and might be useful in the future. In the future, malicious activities such as your username, your password, and maybe they're going to try the same password to access your bank account, okay, your email, okay, any application that might be using a similar username and password. So it's kind of scary. Okay, so the key concept of XSS, okay, XSS is cross-site scripting. It's a web-based attack performed on vulnerable web application. The victim is the user and not the application, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, the malicious content is delivered to user using JavaScript. I know. Okay, somehow JavaScript might be useful and might be something that can do harm to your information. Okay, there is three types of cross-site scripting attack: persistent, or known as a stored XSS, reflective XSS, and DOM-based XSS. Okay, we're going to take a look this one by one. Okay, so this is the persistent. Okay, the meaning of persistent means that when the hacker injected a payload containing a malicious JavaScript in the website database by submitting a vulnerable form. Okay, see number one. Okay, inside the script tag, okay, they put the malicious code. Okay, and then the victim requests a page from the website. Okay, see number two here. Okay, this is attacker send the script and then user request. Okay, and then the website servers the victim browser the page with the evil hacker's payload. Okay, number three, they send all of the script, and then script is being key in all of the information by the victim's browsers, and then they send it to the attacker server, and the data is being captured by the attacker. This is known as a persistent or stored, where the script is actually stored in the website database or in the website server. So that is the meaning of the how the persistent cross-site scripting is delivered. Okay, the second one is a reflective cross-site scripting. It is non-persistent. It involves the immediate return of the user input. Okay, we take a look the process. Okay, this is different with the first one, where hacker craft a URL containing a malicious JavaScript and send it to the victim. So see, when the stored cross-site scripting, hackers stored the malicious JavaScript inside the server, but now it is not. Okay, it's sent directly to the victims, and then a trick victim requests the URL from the website. It can be a phishing or whatever mechanism that hackers or attackers try to lure you to the form so that you can key in the information. So the third one, the malicious code is being reflected back to the user, and the malicious code in the response, the victim browsers execute the malicious script inside the response and then send the information to the victim. So how it works is actually, okay, you see this script. So this is the how the malicious JavaScript code being delivered. Okay, so this kind of cross-site scripting, we call it as a reflective. Okay, reflective is famous and easy to to deliver, because hackers no need to injected or try to gain access to the website server. So that means inside your browser's cookies. Okay, whether you realize it or not, okay, some of the code or link that you have in your WhatsApp, for example, social media such as Facebook, email, okay, you click on it and actually it's being sent by the attacker so that you can key in all of the information. So the last one is a document object model based cross-site scripting. Okay, it's actually similar to the reflected cross-site scripting. Okay, instead of including the payload in the HTTP response of the trusted site, the attack is executed entirely in the browser by modifying the DOM. So this target the failure of legitimate JavaScript already on the page to properly sanitize user input. Okay, you don't know it's actually the sanitization process is actually done by the malicious script. Okay, you think those tricks of, okay, let's use special character, okay, uppercase, lowercase, all of that sanitization may be created by the script run by the hackers. Okay, see, this is the 5 step involved. Okay, like DOM is quite similar to the reflective, so there is no need for the hackers to gain access to the web server. So it's quite similar. Okay, the difference is the last one, where the victim browser execute the inserted malicious script, sending the cookies to the evil hackers server. Okay, you can see one by one. From the hacker's point of view, they send the script, and then as a user you request all of the information or respond from the website, and then website respond, and then the website respond to the victim. Okay, once you key in all of the information, the script will get back to the web server. Sorry, all of the information, okay, get, respond, and everything is sent to the website server, but the script is run and sent to the attacker server or the attackers. So this is where what you key in inside a form is actually being sent to the attacker server. So this is very straightforward. Okay, normally what hackers do is they try to get keylogger, information of the keylogger, information of what you have been done in the web browser cookies, and then send it back to the server so they can do the analysis and they can use the information, and sometimes they're going to sell that information. Okay, all of this run using a robot or application of a or malicious application without you don't know what happens. Okay, so the preventing cross-site scripting seems easy, but it can be more complex than we think. There are plenty of cross-site scanners and tools that can help in identifying XSS or cross-site vulnerabilities. Okay, there is a lot of online cross-site scripting scanner, but as a web developer or web application developer, you need to consider this for prevention process. The first one is escape submitted user input output, so that the browser interpret it only as a data, not as a code. Okay, for example, okay, no need for you to use this escape sequence. Instead of this symbol, you use ampersand LT. Okay, the escape sequence. Okay, okay, number 2, validate the user submitted input output. Okay, blacklisting, whitelisting, reject. Okay, sanitizing the malicious input. So you need to put an extra script or validation code, even though it is going to consume your process, but you need to sacrifice it for your sake of security. The third one, secure input handling from both client side, front end, and server side, back end. So server need to do what it is supposed to do to secure all of the information in and out. So that goes to front end, the client side, what is going to be sent, whether it is sent to the actual server or the malicious server created by the hackers. And then you need to create a policy, CSP policy, content security policy, so law and everything, a guideline into the web application process. Okay, in order to give users the best and trusted web experience as possible, every developer need to know how to secure the website. Okay, that is why if you are a web developer, nowadays most of the application is a web-based, so this is a crucial or the most important part instead of a processing time, accuracy, runtime error, but you need to consider this. This is totally a very important, and then we need to have this security audit, okay, done by external or maybe internal. It's depend on you. Okay, I guess that's all for chapter 4. Okay, I guess for the cross-site scripting, if I have an ample time, I try to explore the web code. Maybe some of you know what is the web code. Yeah. So during that one is, if I have time, or maybe after, maybe I will just share the document how to use a web code for the example of SQL injection and cross-site scripting. Okay, as you know, this is for the web security. We don't have to going deep for each of the tools that we want to use. Okay, and then for the next chapter, I believe it's related to the web application itself, how the client server works, and then we have discussion with the we're going to discuss on the firewall and then the security policy, chapter 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that's all. Stay safe during KP. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.